Officials say the fire started over here at 3 p.m. yesterday and then spread all the way around the property. Just take a look at all of these piles of donations. They're raised off the ground so the oxygen can go in underneath the pallet and really cause that fire to spark even faster. The Fresno County Jail saw way less ICE activity in 2025, but officials say that's not necessarily for a lack of undocumented inmates. Clovis Unified's threshold to go to a foggy day schedule is less than 200 feet of visibility, which is about from where I am to where you are. And through all this fog, you might not be able to see me very well, but here's my flashlight. That's why it's important to turn on your low beams while you're driving.
Oh my gosh! She's way too high up in the air. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay. I'm live at the Big Fresno Fair, and the fair has taken off, and so have we. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go.
Hundreds are protesting ICE's activity throughout the city of Fresno today. Right now, this entire stretch of North Blackstone is blocked off, as well as parts of the shopping center. We have police out here investigating what is confirmed to be an officer-involved shooting. Now, if we can zoom in really close back there, you can actually see that there is a red box on this scene, which usually means that there's some kind of life-saving measure. The community has come together to help the family, bringing lots of resources for them. They've also started a GoFundMe on the family's behalf. Jason, I know you had to walk for a while to get to where you're standing. About how far is traffic blocked off? I'm at the Tuolumne Meadows campground in Yosemite National Park, and wait, hang on. Okay, no one's home. We can go in. For the first time since the 60s, this entire campground, I think this is called the Song of the Frog, something like that, the Dance of the Frog. Thousands of people are already out here, and I want to introduce you to my new friends over here. We've got Bentley, Addie, and Kat. Thanks for saving me a seat, guys. The home is completely in shambles. It truly looks and feels like a war zone in here.
I have a quick question before you go. Which bull do you plan on riding if you are planning on doing some bull riding?
You know what? That's a really excellent question, Sydney. Thank you for asking. Unfortunately, and I would totally get on a bull, but unfortunately we've moved on to the bucking Broncos portion of the evening, so all the bulls are taking a nap now. They have some, don't listen to this, but some delicious food if you come hungry. Yosemite National Park is one of the most popular attractions in California, with hundreds of thousands of people enjoying the trails every year. 3, 2, 1. Among them, the Prophet family.
We were up there, all the way at the top.
Lake and Maya Prophet summited Half Dome Wednesday, and while they were prepared to see some bears and marmots, something else caught them off guard.
We were stopped at the top of Nevada Falls, and we saw horses.
That's ranger horses to you.
This is Jake.
The park employs more than 80 mules and horses every summer, tasking them with a variety of jobs.
We rotate them in and out of work, going out into the backcountry, mainly hauling supplies.
Mules like her partner Jake help with everything from patrol to search and rescue to trail maintenance.
We know the Sierra Nevadas trails are going to be covered in 15, 20 feet of snow during a winter. That melts out, trails wash out. Big trees fall over, what with forest health in California.
She says the mules can do the jobs of 8 people, and in a search and rescue emergency, that kind of efficiency is vital.
We run on average about 200 to 300 search and rescue incidents a year.
Kobe Pohl says his rescue mule, Josh, actually deeply cares about his patients. Just a couple of weeks ago, they had to carry someone off the missed trail.
Josh kind of leaned over and put his head on her injured leg and kind of like gave it a little sniff and kind of rubbed her leg very gently with his head and was kind of like, I'm going to take good care of you.
The mules take care of a lot of things, including carrying waste from the park bathrooms. And they've been doing it for a long time.
They have been working here in Yosemite since before there was a National Park Service.
Back in 1890, long before it became a park, the cavalry patrolled Yosemite.
They were creating a lot of the trail system that we still use today in wilderness.
It's kind of like living history. The park's been maintained by horses for over 100 years, and we just get to keep that tradition living on.
While explorers like John Muir may have popularized Yosemite's trails in the beginning, it's John Mule that keeps them open all these years later.
It's just amazing what the maintenance crews can do and how easy it makes it for us hikers to have these maintained restrooms and things like that. It's things that you don't think about what it would be like to not have that.
And the mules are still doing that work the same way their ancestors did.
Not because it's this old-timey nod to the past that we're doing. It's because it's still the best way to do it, even still today.
So while times may change and technology advances, they say no fancy new equipment could replace their hoofed rangers.
Thank you, Jake. Shout out to Jake and his buddies.
So next time you come out to enjoy the beautiful Yosemite National Park and you notice the bathrooms are not a total disaster, you'll know exactly who's carrying the load. In Yosemite, I'm Briana Byus, KC24, local news that matters. There's a whole lot of vacancies right now at the Critter Creek Animal Sanctuary in Yosemite Valley. This is one of the many empty enclosures after the California Department of Fish and Wildlife confiscated more than 40 of their animals back in February. Here at the Critter Creek Hotel, you'll find a diverse set of guests. They welcome scales, feathers, and shells. But after a state raid earlier this year, the Fresno County Animal Shelter is missing a lot of its animals.
Okay, this cage is only a few years old. You got to keep raking it.
Daniel Turner helped Louise Culver open the sanctuary back in 1986, and they say they've never had an issue until February of this year.
Department of Fish and Game locally comes once a year, but I never heard of them starting in this type of inspection.
This time, the California Department of Fish and Wildlife had some concerns about the rehabilitation program, and they took serious measures.
When they showed up and took all these animals, that was way out of line.
She says they took 43 animals and euthanized more than a dozen of them. The only critters left behind were the ones used for education programs, like Kauea here.
And then we got a letter from them, that's the one I've given you, that lists what the deficiencies were.
The letter lists 10 complaints, saying some enclosures weren't clean enough, some weren't tall enough, and the sanctuary didn't have all the patient records on hand. Culver says those medical records were with the vet. And as for the other concerns, they say staff and volunteers immediately went to work to address them.
These volunteers helped us do this, and they were completed months ago.
The letter said they had until June 1st to fix everything. But June came, and the state didn't.
We were a little upset about waiting and waiting and waiting, because they never showed up to inspect the little holes I patched.
One of the upper people said, no, we're just not. We're not going to come back and reinspect. It says you would in the letter.
I reached out to the department for comment, but I didn't hear back. Now they say the states rescinded their rehabilitation license and revoked their grants. So without help, Critter Creek could be up a creek without a paddle. They say they're not the most tech-savvy people, so complaining on social media isn't normally their thing, but they're desperate, and they say they need all the community support they can get. In Yosemite Valley, I'm Briana Byus, CBS 47 Eyewitness News. Today marks the 50th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War, and although the fighting stopped on this day in 1975, many veterans faced a new battle right here at home. 58,000 names. Gilbert Torres is only looking for one.
I went to school with Bryce Kendrick. He always hung around with us. That's him right here.
Torres grew up with Bryce Kendrick. They went to high school together.
He didn't have a dad, so my uncle and my aunt were kind of like their brother and father to him.
They were so close that when Torres enlisted to fight in Vietnam, Kendrick followed right after. I'm
gonna call this knucklehead because he didn't listen. He shows up in Vietnam. I go, what the hell are you doing here? He said, well, I wanted to go with you. I wanted to be with you guys.
Kendrick was eventually killed in action, and now the only place Torres can visit him is at the Vietnam War Memorial in Washington, D.C.
Kind of like visiting him.
Also scanning the wall, retired Sergeant Mike Leyva.
I was a sergeant and I lost men. And you sleep in the ground, you eat with them, you drink coffee. Sometimes you're talking to him. In about an hour, he's gone.
He says they were all so young.
This is exactly how we lived. Just like that.
They experienced all the pain of war with none of the glory.
When I came back from Vietnam, nobody thanked you for anything.
But today, they got a new reception. They were invited to participate in the changing of the wreath ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And as they left, community members lined the sidewalk to shake their hands.
They loved us for what we've done, you know, as vets. And I kind of break down when that happens.
The veterans say their honor flight experience has been a healing one, unifying soldiers from every background.
I don't care if you're a Marine, Army, Navy, Air Force, we're all the same.
The United States Military, a club so diverse yet so exclusive, and it encapsulates all of those who serve to protect all of this. In Washington, D.C., I'm Briana Byus, KC24, local news that matters.